Tyler Perry's newest show, Divorced Sister, has finally premiered. This is more terribly sure to subscribe. First things first, this is not a spin-off of Sisters. And also, you gotta let it marinate a little bit. You can't just come into a brand new show thinking like, oh, it was this and it was that. It was a good first episode. It was a good premiere, but you gotta let it marinate, you guys, and give it some time. Now let's name the characters. We have Bridget, Tiffany, Naomi, Geneva, and Rashida. Now this is the background of the friends and everything. They're all friends, but Rashida and Bridget work together. Bridget is Rashida's assistant at the church. And then we have Naomi, and then we have Geneva. Geneva is Naomi's divorce lawyer. So you see how the friendships and business is mixing into the sister group. Which you put on your sister, you do what you got to do for your sister, but it's also kind of bad in a way. Now, a little bit more. Tiffany is just divorced. Naomi is just divorced. She's divorced to a man named Franklin. Geneva is married to William. William is a dad that's always at the school, and you don't really see Geneva at the school that much because she is partner at her firm. Then we have Rashida, First Lady Rashida, who's married to Pastor Jefferson. But you would think that their marriage is all happily ever after because they're pastors. That's not the case here on this show. Now, starting off the beginning of the episode, Geneva and Tiffany are having a conversation. Now, one thing about this conversation that stuck out to me off rip, they started talking about the friend Naomi. We haven't met Naomi yet in the beginning of the episode, but they're basically trying to put it how Naomi is a problem and she's the problematic friend inside of the group, but she just got divorced to Franklin. Now, Franklin left her for a white woman. And basically, they're trying to pin like Naomi is just crazy because later on in the episode when Naomi is there with Geneva and Tiffany, basically Franklin wanted a restraining order or something against her because she's stalking the man and she's harassing the man, and she doesn't like that Geneva and Tiffany doesn't have her back and is taking Franklin back at the end of the day. But also, Franklin is friends or business partners with Rashida's husband, Pastor Jefferson. Now, the fact that Pastor Jefferson is close with Franklin, who is Naomi's ex husband, it's this big church gathering happening later on that night. And basically, nobody wants Naomi there, and nobody know that Pastor Jefferson was going to invite Franklin. But Pastor Jefferson says she needs to grow up. They're divorced. We're going to leave it alone, and that's not our business. Now, let's get into Pastor Jefferson and Miss First Lady Rashida. In the episode, they're having a church meeting, I must say. And I didn't like the way he was talking to her. I didn't like the way he was talking to her. I didn't like the way he was talking to her. I didn't like the shade he was throwing towards her. And she even asked him, can you not speak to me like that in front of everybody? You make me feel low when I'm actually higher than you. She didn't say that, but you making me feel a little low. And he has no respect for her. He wants to end the conversation so quickly. Like you can tell off rip. He cheating on her. I'm not trying to say it like that, but come on, y'all know them pastors cheats more than the deacons. But at the same time, Rashida, to me, Rashida, she knows she's suffering. She knows her husband is doing something behind her back, but she is trusting in the Lord. Now she is the one out the friend group. I think she remember Tyler Perry's movie, Why Did I Get Married, and Janet Jackson character, Perfect Patty. That's what it seems like Rashida character is like. No, we're fine. We got it. We're gonna get through it. But deep down inside, she really wants to crack, and we're gonna get into that in the ending of this review of the show. Now we have to talk about Naomi. Naomi, Miss Girl. She seems interesting. She kind of reminds me of Danny just a little bit. Now, this is what I must say to pause on the review. Tyler Perry, there's some of these sexual fantasies that be happening inside of these shows and movies. Every show don't need it because why then basically Naomi ordered a dick delivery and he just as crazy as she is. I really thought she was gonna shoot that man, but I'm like, all right, she all barking no bite. And apparently it looks like she's trying to stalk the white woman that Franklin left her for. And back to the dick delivery man, it seems like he's going to be on the show, but what I will say is I don't trust him. I don't trust him not one bit. Because what did she call him? A street prostitute? And that's really what he's giving. He's gonna try. He's gonna try so hard to get on her inside because she seems vulnerable on how bitchy she is. She talks very bitchy. She don't care. She don't care. And I just feel like that's coming from the divorce. And if we be honest, remember we was younger and them older. Some of us are still like this to this day. Like, as long as he don't leave me for no white woman, and Franklin left her for a white woman, so she just seems like a real bitchy woman. But that dick delivery man, he gonna use her vulnerability. He gonna use all her anger, and he probably gonna take her for everything she got. Cause first of all, why would you open your laptop in front of a complete stranger that you just paid to give you the D, and he didn't get out the first time you told him to get out? Like, baby girl, I need her to think a little bit more. But I'm not gonna lie, I like Naomi. I kind of like Naomi. She seemed a little stupid, but like I said, she just got a divorce from Franklin, and he left her for a white woman. Now I don't know too much. Now, like I said, we didn't get much into Bridget's character other than the fact that she is Rashida's assistant and she's with a man that she's not even married to. I didn't like how Tiffany was saying that, like, don't be a little bit too judgy, because Tiffany, we don't know nothing about you other than the fact that you just got divorced and your child is in college. We don't know that much about you. They seem was cute because they seem like the two friends, Bridget and Tiffany. They seem like the two friends that just like they're the huggers of the group. Like, yeah, we're gonna hug you when we need you, because Bridget got Rashida's secret, and Tiffany and Geneva have secrets too. Well, basically, Geneva's secret is her daughter told her that daddy be at that school kissing on another woman and calling her fine, and she's the mom to one of her classmates. I was like, what? You would think that Geneva was having a real smooth, like how she, oh, my husband, I'm a lawyer and everything. But what I will say, I can see what Tyler Perry trying to do. She's probably never home because she's not participating in none of her daughter's school activities. So basically, Tyler Perry gonna make it seem like he cheated on her because she's never home and she cares too much about the firm. Damn, why does it sound like why did I get married? Oh my god, Tyler, make something new. But what I will say to conclude this reveal, Rashida, somebody from the congregation, somebody from the congregation set up a whole entire counseling session. And when she set up the counseling session, she's crying to First Lady Rashida and she's doing all this just for the episode to end. And her to tell First Lady Rashida, I've been sleeping with your husband, bitch. I'm sorry. I hope they don't block me for saying that. But I'm sorry. Um, I'm First Lady, but I'm still me at the end of the day. Every book of the Bible would have been hitting that girl on the side of her head. That's not very holy, but you're not but to set up a counseling session with me, the First Lady of this church, for you to tell me you've been sleeping with my husband. Oh, the Old and the New Testament would have been hitting her upside her head. But that is what First Lady Rashida is going through. And Geneva is going on a hunt to figure out who is this woman that her husband has been cheating on her with at the schoolhouse. We don't know much about Tiffany. We don't know that much about Bridget and Naomi. We still get into Naomi because I truly don't think that she's the crash out friend of the group, because the same thing like Tiffany said. You and Naomi are just the same, but you're a little bit more classier. This is more Tara, and I watch almost everything.